This week, we are highlighting the Nigerian crypto community. I'm joined today by Jude, Ogene, Deputy General Counsel for Paxful, Oluwaseun Adepoju from the Africa Blockchain Institute, and Umeh Chinonye, Brand Strategist for WomenInDeFi. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Hello, thank you very much.
Great to have you all here. And I wanted to definitely jump in with Nigeria, which is Africa's most populous nation. And they've shown more interest in cryptocurrencies than any other country since the digital assets began to decline in April. So, Jude, I want to start with you. Why are Nigerians so crypto curious?
So I think it's a number of reasons, right? You have a very highly educated, but very young digital native population in Nigeria. That's the first thing. Second thing is Nigerians are, by their very nature, very entrepreneurial. And the third, of course, is, which I hope we'll get a chance to talk about, is Nigeria's fiscal and monetary policies are pushing Nigerians towards crypto, especially with the current travails of the Naira, the local currency.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. And let's get into that a bit. The local currency, the Naira. Tell us a bit about the local fiscal policy and some of the factors that have pushed people towards the Bitcoin and crypto ecosystem.
Sure. So in brief, we have a collapsing local currency, the Naira. When I wrote about this last year, I think the Naira was trading at 580 to 1. This year, it's gone briefly above 710 Naira to $1. Last check, I think it was hovering around 685, 690, something like that. But it's been it's just had a collapse in terms of its value. And so what you see is a lot of Nigerians who understandably don't want to have the risk of holding on to a depreciating asset. They're losing money every day they hold the Naira. So they want to flip that into something that is more stable, like Bitcoin or like a stable coin.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned that as far as the inflation rate and how the Naira and other fiat currencies have been devalued. I think here in the United States, we're kind of spoiled with the fact that the dollar stays relatively stable, so we don't see it around the world. But when you see these issues, you definitely have to have a solution. And Oluwaseun, I wanted to ask, what opportunities and what are some of the things that crypto and blockchain space provides for Nigerians in America and abroad?
Yeah, very good one. On my last time on the show, I think I mentioned that I've seen a lot of people who want to hedge their financial fortunes against the crazy inflation. I think from the beginning of this year, Naira has lost 30% of its value. So one of the opportunities crypto is bringing to people is for them to be able to hedge their financial fortunes in stable coins, right? And also for business people, I've met a lot of people who import vehicles from America, and because they could not also access a lot of FX, they actually buy those vehicles in crypto now, and they just travel with $1,000 cash in their pockets to America. And then, so it's a lot of opportunities, for hedging against inflation and also to be able to access the type of volume of US dollars they need for business. And also for interoperability of financial transaction. The fact that most Nigerian traditional banks are not fundamentally interoperable with banks from the West, the best way to go is for the young people to use crypto. And you can also see that a lot of institutions, there's a particular university in America now where a lot of Nigerians are doing their MBA. They've started accepting crypto. That is telling you that the best way to go is to look for ways that makes it easy for people to transact, and they don't need to worry so much about converting the collapsing Naira to US dollar that is even scarce in the first place. So a lot of opportunities. Let me limit it to those three for now.
Mm-hmm. And let me follow up with that. When you state the ability to use crypto is a lot easier, sometimes people say, well, the speculative nature of crypto makes it hard for people to use. Does the speculation or the price of certain cryptos, does that worry outweigh the inflation of the Naira? Or is that something that you look at and say, hey, the price may fluctuate, but it's still better than the inflation that we experience?
I don't think crypto enthusiasts in Nigeria are affected by the speculations. People have been, despite all the speculations, despite all the even the crypto scams that have happened several times, I think the education of crypto is increasingly becoming better in Nigeria. And a lot of people, despite all the misconceptions that you may, attribute to the crypto ecosystem, a lot of people are still holding crypto and they are using it in their everyday life. So the speculations, I don't think it's really affecting the crypto ecosystem. If you look at the data from February 2021, that the federal government banned crypto from and traditional financial institutions from transacting and opening bank accounts for crypto companies, the volume has gone up. In just 1 month, the volume of peer-to-peer transaction went up by 17%, and 6 months after, it has gone up by 45%. That tells you that people would always look for alternative ways to transact. And like I used to say, I think the blockchain ecosystem has brought I think the blockchain technology itself is a kind of rebellious technology that is helping people to transact despite the ignorance of the government.
Correct. And I love that you said the rebellious nature of crypto. That is sort of the underlying tone of a lot of the crypto industry, being able to change the future by sort of rebelling against what we have now. And speaking of the future, Umeh, tell us a little bit about how Web3 and decentralized finance can change the way that Nigerians transact financially.
Okay. First thing first, I think the reason why we have so much massive inclusion and so much massive increase in transaction in P2P after the CBN ban, because that particular news was meant to be bearish, right? When you come out and say that every traditional financial institution and banking sector of a particular economy is not meant to be associated with anything digital asset, that is meant to be a bearish news. But it turns out that the entire Nigerian citizens, right, the entire Nigerian adopters, right, saw that news as an opportunity rather than an hindrance, all right, to crypto adoption. And one thing that DeFi and blockchain Web3 has offered us Nigeria is that, will I say, decentralization nature, all right? The fact that you cannot track us, the fact that you cannot tell us what particular volume you could trade. Because for foreign exchanges, yeah, there is a limit to dollar transaction we can do. All right. So it affects our foreign exchanges with other countries, inter-borders, cross-borders transactions. And these actually, cryptocurrency, DeFi, blockchain, it gives us opportunities. It gives us freedom to do what we want to do, regardless of whether the government understands or not. So instead of us waiting for the government to come around and for it to just hinder us to open ourselves to opportunities that there is in crypto, DeFi, and Web3, we look for other ways. Like there's something Nigeria is known for. We can survive in any situation. All right, just bring something out. We just wait for like a month, 2 months. You'd see, we would always find a way. You get me? So yeah, and that's all I know. Yeah, the youth of Nigeria are very, very enthusiastic. Yeah, there's something that we have raw strength to always do what the government don't want us to do. You get me? So after the that Nigeria has the highest P2P transaction in the whole of Africa. For a country that their federal government or their CBN had will I say a ban on financial institutions not to transact anything crypto. So it's freedom. First of all, it's freedom, it's accessibility, it's to access opportunities and to just try new things. Yeah.
Oh, yes. And that's the rebelliousness we love right there. Oh, yes. Go ahead and jump in. Absolutely.
Yeah, just to jump in to really echo everything that the other panelists have said. I feel like, I don't know if Nigerians regulatory bodies are doing this intentionally or not, but every step that they take and I think it's actually unintentional, but every step that they take is bringing them closer to mass adoption of crypto in
Yes.
Nigeria. And as you know, so it's almost like we're sitting back saying, okay, your move, because we know they're going to make a misstep. They're going to get the policy wrong. And in the process of getting the policy wrong, the masses are going to migrate towards crypto. What do I mean by that? What the lady who just spoke before me talked about, it was absolutely intended to put the death knell to crypto adoption when they said you cannot use banks, your bank accounts to facilitate cryptocurrency transactions. But as we say in Nigeria, Nigerians no send at all. They just understood that, okay, fine, if that's the law, then I'm just going to go to peer-to-peer. And what is it about peer-to-peer and Bitcoin? Bitcoin is predicated on a peer-to-peer network. If you look at the white paper for Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto talked about a peer-to-peer electronic network where you disintermediated financial institutions. And so it's almost as if, right, unintentionally, without reading the Nakamoto white paper, Nigeria's regulators are pushing us into that sort of an environment. And for us at Paxful, we have been able to, knock on wood, reap the benefit of that. We have 4 million active users in Africa, 10 million globally. Half of our active users in Africa are from Nigeria. Nigeria remains our top market. Last year, we did 760 million worth of trades in Nigeria. This year, we're on pace to exceed 800 million, right? And so you're talking about an atmosphere, a company that is predicated on peer-to-peer. And so from our perspective, everything that they're doing, again, is just fostering mass adoption of Bitcoin, of crypto, and sensitizing the youth and others in Nigeria to the need to disintermediate and get out from this sort of centralized control of financial markets and financial matters.
And with that quote, as you said before, people are choosing the digital space and they're starting to come around, but they've chosen the Naira as their digital solution. So I'm interested in hearing, do you think crypto can coexist alongside a CBDC? Or do you think that the competition will actually make the Naira useless? What are your thoughts, Oluwaseun?
Thank you so much. I think whether it's physical Naira or Naira, it's calibrated at the same level of inflation that is deeping, right? And
Right.
I also believe that the coexistence of crypto, the way people use it in Nigeria now and in Naira, we cannot match them side by side. Crypto would always take a lead. I may be prognosticating wrong, but I believe that what crypto is giving people is not what Naira will give people. I went on the platform myself, and there are a certain number of transaction fees that I even need to pay to use Naira. Right. So the Naira, whether it's or fiat Naira, is the same calibration of the inflation, and I don't see any reason why Naira will take over crypto, because we are trying to edge our financial fortunes against inflation. We are looking at financial interoperability. We are looking at the opportunity to be able to access the volume of forex that we need. And the Naira would definitely not give us that. And when you look at even the process that led to the launching of Naira, it was I didn't see any transparency in that at all. And the reason why they still add that level of download till now is that most Nigerians don't believe in the Naira. The same way most CBDCs of every African country. I've spoken to most of the CBDC players in Africa, and the truth is that many of them are not even proud to talk about it in public. The process that led to the launching of the CBDCs, right? So it's I don't see Naira outperforming crypto use and adoption in Nigeria with the current use cases that we are beginning to see. The Naira, they might make some laws that enforces people to use it through the traditional banks. But the traditional bank structure as it is today is crumbling, and they are scrambling every day to look for new ways to innovate. And I promise you that if they go the route of making it compulsory that the money in my bank account in Naira should be converted to Naira, I promise you that the adoption of crypto we are talking about will skyrocket. It will go geometrically. So even people who are not educated, that are not even at that stage of understanding of blockchain and crypto and Web3, will be onboarded into the space almost immediately. So I don't see the Naira doing anything spectacular above crypto at all.
Yeah, it seems as though this CBDC was sort of a Hail Mary attempt to insert the CBN to keep it into people's lives and to keep the control. But it seems as though they actually are creating a digital economy where people will look and say, well, if I can do this on this phone, well, I can do crypto as well. So why would I choose the Naira? So again, like Jude stated earlier, they're actually creating a billboard for crypto. And going forward, I wanted to ask you, Umeh, how can you and others like you in Nigeria leverage this technology for the future, for children, for teenagers, for the younger generation that has taken this crypto mantle and ran with it, so to say? How can you leverage this technology for the future?
Okay. First off, one thing that is giving Nigeria to be on that topmost on African economy, to be the first and probably the first economy to actually be trading IP2P volumes, is that very factor of education. If it comes to proper education, Nigeria comes first. So you see people at the age of 16, 13, 14 knowing what cryptocurrency is. And they can actually explain what blockchain is. And this is not just Bitcoin, all right? It's not just Bitcoin. It's basically every single thing down to utility, tokenomics, not just saying I want to buy because I want to edge against inflation. It's I want to buy because I understand. I want to buy because I see the opportunities. And in Nigeria, there are quite so many academies, so many movements. Okay, I'm the brand strategy for Women in DeFi. And basically what we do is, in African community, we are still overgrowing that concept of women are not meant to be in tech. right? Women are not meant to be into financial systems. And what we do in Women in DeFi is we try as much as possible for now. Yeah, we just Nigerian based. We try as much as possible to go to places where cryptocurrencies are not being taught. All right. So we teach women, we educate them, we empower them on what blockchain is, not just saying, okay, fine, you want to buy, but you want to understand what the utility is, what blockchain is, the very fact or the very mechanism in which this cryptocurrency runs. So when they ask you, why did you get into cryptocurrency? Why did you get into DeFi? You are not saying because I want to hedge against inflation. It's because I understand. Did you get me? It's because I understand the opportunities. I understand that I can serve as a value system in the crypto space. I can be a source of value, not just being cryptocurrency is beyond the opportunity with cryptocurrency as well is beyond holding a source of assets or a store of value. It's you can come and be a structure of value. All right, the same way Web3 is onboarding different skills into cryptocurrency, into blockchain. So it's not just you, it's your financial system, it's your financial life, and also you as a person. So because, and again, one thing I love about blockchain is the fact that it's always evolved. So it keeps you as an human being to always love to grow, to always want to know what's up, to always want to know what is this. Okay, last year we were not hearing anything about DeFi, NFTs, metaverse. And now if you decide to say you just want to stick to just the normal cryptocurrency, all right, you will fade. You would basically fade because this year we had so much volume and so much money being made in NFT. And what we are doing in the crypto space in Nigeria is proper education. I'm not talking about consumer mindset because, yeah, I think one thing that we have is the fact that Nigerian is seen as consumer mindset. So if you probably are building anything and you want to come to Africa, the first place that comes to your head is Nigeria. You get me? But the thing is, we are actually, because obviously our economy, our youth are basically seen as the consumer mindset. But we, as the educational bodies, I know Paxful is doing a lot in Abuja. Yeah, they are trying as much as possible to like one good to go. You come to their offices and they teach these classes. It is beyond holding BTC. It is beyond holding Naira. Sorry, it's beyond holding US dollar. It's beyond holding these cryptocurrencies. It's what you can actually give. You functioning as a person in the blockchain space. All right, it's beyond, okay, I don't hold Naira. Okay, fine, you don't hold Naira. Will you just stay there? There are people that stay in their house, they don't go out, they don't go to 9 to 5 jobs, and they don't, but they are making so much just because they have served as themselves as a person of value in the blockchain space. So it's education. And the thing is, I said something about Nigeria is being seen as a consumer mentality, as a consumer mindset. So whenever you see exchanges, the first place that they go to is Nigeria. Yeah, they have money. They have money. They should give us some volumes. You get me? But the thing is, we have educational sectors like people, Women in DeFi is doing these things. We have gone to Anambra, we have gone to Benin City, and basically what we are doing, we are not selling any product. What we are doing is proper education. All right, you can be a content writer and still function in crypto, in Web3. You can be holding, you can be trading BTC, you can be trading other things, but you can still function as an entity in the blockchain space. It is beyond holding, right? There are different vast blockchain, right? Vast opportunities that you can actually act as a person in the blockchain space. And the opportunity is wide, is very, very great because I think whether we like it or not, Nigerian, we are sitting down on a gold mine that has not been exploded. We have so many youth that are building. So many youth that are building, and they are not building out of the mindset that they are just consumers to just hold BTC. They are building out of the mindset of understanding. All right, evolution, innovation comes from a ground, a foundation that only understanding brings. If you don't understand anything, you just basically don't know how to do it. But if you understand a particular mechanism, you can source out, you can utilize every opportunity there is in that particular space without you just holding as a means of payment, as a means of hedging against inflation, as a means of running against the government. You get me? So for me, I feel Nigerian is very good. We are really, really topping that education landscape, trying to change that mindset that Nigeria is not just in as much that we are trading volumes in P2P, it doesn't mean that we are just a consumer mentality. We are actually building. We understand things. We do understand the mechanism of things. Yeah, that is it.
Yes, Nigeria, the nation of builders. I love it. And I love the fact that Nigeria is number one in the crypto adoption. And thank you all three for coming onto the show today. Such an amazing panel discussing the crypto and blockchain industry in Nigeria. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Isaiah.
Thank you, Isaiah.
And that's it for this episode of Community Crypto. I'm your host, Isaiah Jackson, and every week we're building a global community with local crypto groups. So be sure to tune in at 4 p.m. Eastern on CoinDesk TV. See you then.